Hello and welcome to our class about basics of EDB and adding server to your domain. First, we will add new server to our domain. Right now we already have a server in our network, and this new server is just a member of a work group. We want to add it to the domain. Some time ago we have purchased a new server, and right now it does no job and has no role. We go to Properties, change Settings, and we add our server to the domain. By the way, remember that in order for cluster to work, operating system of your Windows server got to be Enterprise Edition. So we can go and check it here. See? Windows Server 2008 Enterprise. It is important. Price-wise, Enterprise Edition worth $4,000 against $1,000 for Standard Edition. This difference mainly comes from this cluster feature. To sweeten the pill for you, Microsoft allows you 4 virtual machines if you buy Enterprise Edition. Again, if you buy Windows 2008 Enterprise Edition, you will be able to run 4 virtual machines on your computer instead of 1, all 4 included in your license, for the same price obviously. Now we go to our server and we insert Exchange installation disk. Let's run it. Oh, wait a second. We are missing .NET features. Let's install them first. Next, and install. Now we can go back to Exchange installation. Let me remind you what we are doing. We are creating second Exchange server, so in case our first Exchange server, our main Exchange server, breaks down, then second Exchange server immediately takes its place, so users experience no interruption in services, which is great. Let's choose roles. By the way, originally this video was created quite some time ago, as you can guess. Right now Exchange 2016 is on the way and all these roles will be unified there, except Edge Transport role. It will be still an independent role there. However, the idea remains the same. Our second server should be able to perform all the jobs, to fulfill all the roles of the first server. External name, right now it doesn't matter, so let's just ignore it. Pay attention, we were not asked about our organization's name. It happened because installation program already can see the forest of our organization. We are adding second server in addition to the existing one. In general, the amount of servers in your network depends on the size of a network, depends on the security requirements for your network, depends on the intensity with which this network is used, and of course depends on a financial means to support and create such a network. If the company is small enough, if the organization is small enough, perhaps it will just use a single server with Windows Server Essentials on it. It's a bundle of servers all in one for small organizations. Okay, we've got some warnings. Oh, of course, I forgot to install all the prerequisites. Let's do it now. We have discussed the procedure in one of our previous videos, so now it's time to perform it. Go to Google, Exchange 2010 prerequisites. Done. let's go and find commands for PowerShell to install all the prerequisites. First, we will need to import module. Let's find the command. Where is it? Here. We go to PowerShell, we copy paste this command there, and we execute it. Now it is time for feature installing command. Here it is. Let's copy paste the whole thing and run it. All the features will be installed and computer should be restarted. Let's speed up the whole process and we will be back to our current activities. We are back after the restart. Let's switch this service to the automatic mode. It is also a prerequisite. Does it work now? We will see. Much better. Now we can finally install it. This warning we just ignore it. I will pause the video while our second server is installing. Now installation is successfully completed. You can see everything is green, everything is fine. Now we can manage our server. However, when it comes to server management, there is a very useful and very powerful feature. We can manage our server from a remote computer. Just a common workstation running usual Windows operating system. We can install our server management tools there, and it is not just beneficial, it is recommended. One of the pretty obvious advantages is when you use remote workstation to manage your server doesn't have to run all the management tools, doesn't have to run all the graphic interfaces. So graphic interfaces are executed, are run on the remote computer, and your server runs only the most important components. Your server runs system components, and of course your server serves users. Also, one more interesting thing to mention. See Microsoft Exchange on premises. Potentially you can have here the second branch. This branch will be for Exchange in Office 365. On premises means that Exchange is physically located on your computer, while Office 365 means that Exchange is located on Microsoft-owned cloud. Oh, here it says that we've got 2 Exchange servers and we got to license them. Back to the Exchange server. So, Exchange management tools allow us to manage Exchange that is partially located on our computers and partially located on cloud. It is up to us to decide what we want to store on cloud and what we want to store ourselves. For example, we can store all the older emails on cloud and all the newer ones ourselves. After all, here we have 2 email servers. Let's see them here. First and second. Each server got its own copy of our database. And there, in the database, there are the mailboxes of our users. We can see all the users that we have, but right now there will be only one. Let's add one more. So, new mailbox, here. Now, user mailbox. Next, we create new entry in Active Directory. Next, let's create it. So, new worker, Moshe Cohen. Let's choose login, Moshe. On the other hand, never create a login just from the name, because very soon perhaps you will have another Moshe coming to your company. So let's do it the right way, right away. Moshe.Cohen. Now we don't want this AD in his email address. How we do it? Let's get out of here and go to domains and trusts. Right click and properties. Here we can add UPN suffixes, the names that user will see instead of the real domain name. What we are doing right now, we are doing not with Exchange server, we are doing with Active Directory. It is Active Directory that allows us to replace real domain name with a user-friendly version of it. So we've just added practicu.com to the list of UPN suffixes. Now we can use practicu.com. Let's go check out some user accounts. Here, practicu.com is available. Users will not notice any differences using practicu instead of real ad.practicu.com. So that's what we wanted to achieve.